Cadet Sigma. In this class, we will be discussing about principles and practices of banking. The first thing is, what is a bank? Banking in India is defined in section 5B of the Banking Regulation Act 1949. It explains that banking means accepting deposits from the public for the purpose of lending and investment and doing a host of other activities. But the major work of a bank is that accepting deposits from the public. Why? For the purpose of lending and investment. There can be a confusion between what is lending and what is investment. For simple understanding, lending means giving loans to the common public. Investment means parking the money in government securities and earning something. I think it is clear. The banks are doing few more activities like remittances, sending money from one place to other. In business transaction, money should be sent from one place to other place. And how we are doing it? We are doing it in different modes. I remember when I joined as a provisional officer in Bank of Baroda, that time electronic banking was not there. We are doing it through MT or mail transfer. That means in a paper, one branch was writing, pay this much money to this customer. It was going through the mail. That means it was reaching in the other branch. They were opening the mail and making the payment. Today, how you are doing? We are doing through NEFT, National Electronics Fund Transfer. We are doing through RTGS, real-time gross settlement. Very quickly and conveniently now the money is reaching the other destination and business houses are helped and households are helped also. The third thing is debit card and credit card. You all students are using debit card. You have a savings bank account and a card is given to you. If you have money in the account, you are going and withdrawing from the ATM or purchasing things. You are not giving credit cards because credit card means you should be earning, you are taking a loan and paying out of it. In the credit card, even if you do not have the money in your account, you are giving the permission to purchase. So next thing is merchant banking. For present understanding, merchant banking means banks are also dealing with money market and capital market instruments like shares, debentures and bonds. We will read it in details in next sessions. The next one, very interesting, is banks are doing insurance business also. When I joined the bank, banks are not doing insurance work. So this insurance banks are selling is called bank assurance. That also in the detail we will study. And the other major work the banks are doing is providing locker facilities. When Amit gets married, his wife will come with some gold and his parents will give the bride some gold also. What Amit will do? Amit will go with the wife, open a locker, take a locker from the bank, put all the gold inside and lock it. That is why in India, he will find that we import maximum gold, but all the golds are inside the locker of no use. So this is the first definition of our bank. Now, further understanding about what banks are exactly doing. Banks are called financial intermediaries. What is intermediation? Madhyasthi. I am the bank and I don't have own money. I take deposits from Shraddha, 1 lakh rupees, pay her 7% rate of interest. The same money I am going to give to Ajit a loan and charging him 11%. So I am doing just an intermediation, taking money from one person as the deposit and giving the money to another person as loan. In between I am making profit. So an organization which is doing both the things, that is taking deposits from the public for the purpose of lending or investment, only can be called a bank. For further clarification, say for example a financial organization which is not taking deposit from the public, it is either using its own money or taking a loan from a bigger bank and giving small loan to the common public. So not taking deposit but giving loan is not a bank. It is called NBFC, non-banking finance company. Likewise, some corporates, say for TCS, they are allowed the Reserve Bank of India to take deposits from the public in a higher rate of interest than the banks. They are taking deposits, but that deposit they are taking to for their own use. They are not giving loans. So they are not banks. So I think it is clear that any financial organization taking deposit for the purpose of lending and investment only can be called a bank. If it is doing one part only, either taking only deposit or only giving loan, it cannot be called a bank. So the position of the bank changes depending on the activities it is doing. If the bank is accepting deposits from the customer, the bank is a debtor. If the bank is giving a loan or investing, the position of the bank is a creditor. So think it properly. It makes a bit of confusion to the students in the beginning. When the bank is taking deposit from the customers, its position is that the customer is the creditor, the bank is the debtor, because the bank is taking customers' money with a contract to return it. And when that money the bank is giving to a person who is taking the loan, the bank's position is the creditor and that person who is taking the loan is a debtor. Banks pay interest on the deposits and they get interest or earn interest from the loan. One information I want to share you is that the maximum expenditure a bank makes is on paying interest on deposits, and the maximum earning a bank makes is by earning interest from the loans and investments. In other words, the deposit for the bank is a liability. The bank is liable to return the depositor's money as per the contract. If it is a savings and current, anytime the customer can come and take the money. If it is a fixed deposit or recurring deposit, depending on the contract period, the customer will take the money. And the loan is for the bank is an asset. So, second generation definition of the bank can be that banks are those financial institutions that accept liabilities and convert them into assets. The third stage is, banking is not an easy business as it looks. It is a business of risks, so many types of risks. For this sense of understanding, banks are taking deposits from the public and they have to return it. But the bank has given a loan to somebody who is not returning the money. Either because situation beyond person's control, his business is destroyed, or willfully, he has the money, he is not paying it. In either case, the bank is losing the money, and this is a risk, and this risk is called credit risk. Likewise, banks confront so many types of risks we will discuss in the risk management class. So the third generation definition is banking means managing risk. If you summarize, you will find there are three generations of definitions for the bank. The first one started with Section 5B of the Banking Regulation Act 1949, accepting deposits for the purpose of lending and investment. Second generation definition is accepting liabilities and converting them into assets. The third generation definition is that banks manage risk. So in this class, we will stop here. In the next class, we will go to the major work of the banks, deposits and giving loans. Thank you.
the upcoming videos. Keep watching, liking and subscribing Talent Sigma. You'll find the contact address below. For now, I'll say goodbye. Stay safe, stay positive. Namaskar.